Waiting for mortgage rates to drop could be a costly mistake. Once rates drop, new home buyers will enter the market and prices will soar even higher. At Churchill Mortgage, you can get a free analysis and learn how to avoid the trap of waiting for interest rates to drop. Buy now and refi later at churchillmortgage.com. This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
You know, after a while, it's kind of like piggybacking off of each other. You know, whereas this one episode is ready to go, this next episode is not. And God knows what the hell's going to be in between. And then after a while, you know, you miss a couple of days, but, you know, you always make it up better the next time around. Because, you know, that one day, you just wasn't feeling it. And you see, let's go ahead and shuffle all this stuff up. But, you know, they are about due for another one of these episodes because they've waited long enough. And here we go. Welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
Help spread love and feel the joy of giving back. During the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event at Beardmore Subaru, Subaru will donate $250 to the charity of your choice for every new Subaru purchased or leased. The ASPCA, Make-A-Wish, Meals on Wheels, the National Park Foundation, the Housing Foundation of Sarpy County, or Offutt Air Force Base's Airman's Attic. Plus, we will give an additional $100 locally to help even more. Go to BeardmoreSubaru.com to learn more. Submit charity selection by 1/12/24. Promotion ends 1/2/24. See Subaru.com for more details.
Yes. How's it going, J360 Legion? How are you all doing tonight? Welcome to the J-Man Show for episode 256. Hey, we're doing it. One way or another, we're getting on that road to 300, and we're just going to cross over it, and then soon enough, we'll be on the road to 400, you know? I wouldn't be surprised, you know? Remember, the limit for this series was at least 500, so I'm running my race. I'm getting it in. Better be, too, because R&D month has been really, really cool this time. And I'm just saying, like, what has kind of held me back from actually giving you guys the episode on Wednesday was because I was working on, like, Studio 1. I'm on Studio 2 right now. But, you know, I had to go ahead and get that stuff going. Studio 1's not ready yet. It's still going through its processes. And, you know, you got to trust it sometimes. Unless you're like the Sixers, which at the same time, you're still holding out for hope. And, you know, I'm always going to make fun of them, but I'm always going to stand by them because that's my team. You see what I'm saying? But I'm kind of going through trust the process right now. And once Studio One is all back and fired up like it's supposed to be, then we can go ahead and get some more serious things out of the way. Not to mention all the cool stuff I'll be putting through the rigors and new programs coming along. Which, by the way, from now on, you're not only getting a J360 radio presentation, you're going to get J360 TV too. And the links to J360 TV, the most important ones anyway, are right here in the description box. So that way you guys can go ahead, like, subscribe, follow, see what's happening, all that kind of stuff. We got a lot in the works for you guys. And it's just all about, you know, taking the time to shuffle and make these things happen. Not to mention, like, it feels kind of weird to be on Thursdays. I mean, like, I've been doing this show for, 6 years now? And I'm still not used to it because I'm, like, right now thinking it's Wednesday, but it's not. And I'd hate to do that, though, because I know a lot of y'all are reaching for Friday because it's been one hell of a weird week, man. Like, yeah. But as I was trapped in the void of my own madness, I know a lot of you guys are still polarized by Multiverse of Madness. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going Saturday to see it, and, you know, I am just trying to bat away from a lot of things. It's fortunate that it is R&D month, because I haven't been messing around with Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So, like, if Musk has come yet, I missed it, and not only that, any sort of, like, spoilers going down, which really I don't give a damn anyway, but, you know, I just look at this stuff and I'm, like, ducking. So, it's all good. Hell, I'll go see Sonic again if it's that bad. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, I'll just go ahead, you know, get 2 for the price of 1. I'm not implying this, but, you know, sometimes, man, brother gotta do what brother gotta do. I can't do the 2 for 1 special this time anyway, because Destiny Night is happening on Saturday. Yep. The J360 Power Play is back and in full effect, by the way. For those who actually sat there and got a good laugh, yeah, it was classic, wasn't it? Yeah, like I said before, the whole damn squad was in on this, and it was exciting to do. And I figured, since Studio 2's ready, and I was like, all this stuff needs to get done. Those of you out there that love the Power Play were actually begging for a new episode. And I was like, I know, it's coming. Don't worry. It will be right here. And guess what? It was well worth the wait, right? Right. So, it's just like this. I'm looking to see, like, what exactly what other shenanigans we're going to get into for, like, as we keep going through this whole thing. And not to mention leveling Marco up. But it's like, it's going to be fun, whatever it is. I think somebody was trying to tell me about, like, staying consistent with episodes and, like, which ones are my favorite and all that kind of stuff. It's like, for me, now this is just for me, when I do the episode, more or less it's a continuation for the next episode anyway. It's like, it's not about which one's good or bad. It's about, like, it's a process. We're going through. We're making the marks. We're getting them in. The best thing you can do is to be as good as, if not better than the last one. But, like, you would hope that you were still consistent with what you do. I'm still the same crazy guy you've met, like, 6 years ago. I was going to say something a little bit more profound, but I am changing my ways. Being a little respectful these days. I am a man of distinguished aptitude. Or whatever the hell I was saying. I don't know. I'm just having a field day right now because everything's starting to click, everything's starting to work, and now I gotta wait for that new PSU to come in the mail tomorrow so I can go ahead and put it in Studio One, and we are golden, baby! Yeah! Flying! Oh, and not to mention, tomorrow is Jams 46. So, we got something really good happening. The playlist is exciting, and not to mention all the cool stuff, like, from everybody that's just like, y'all came along in a big way. I mean, I don't think anybody went past the deadline this time. So, hey, celebrations and excitements to y'all. You know what? Let's be for real about that. Come on here. Yeah, you know what I mean? Y'all deserve that. I mean, to tell you the honest truth, like, I'm really, really happy to see, like, everybody in the Jam fam is still, ready to make this happen, because guess what happens next month? It's Jamiversary. So, yeah, 30 days of music and fun and just, like, all sorts of things. If you guys got releases happening, please let me know. And not only that, if you got music videos coming, because, hint, hint, we doing them. So, here's the thing. You just go ahead and submit those just like you would your tracks. Only thing is, I'm only asking for one music video, okay? Because, there's a reason. And, we'll just see exactly what's going to happen from then and there. Now, catching up with whatever the hell happened in real life, I'm also noticing, like, certain votes for abortion failed in the Senate, which, by the way, you realize who's running the Senate, so that's not exactly news. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? Why not have the choice? I always wondered that. Like, does it make me any less of a man for, like, the women that I know to have a choice on that? Or if not, not really, no. And at the same time, it's always been around since I was a kid. So I was like, well, the arguments too. But, the thing about it is, there's other things going on than trying to take that away from people. And that's just stupid. You want a whole lot of crazy stuff in the streets again, do nonsense like this, I always say. But, they don't live in the same world like you and I do. They really don't. If they're living high off the land and they're always wondering about giving up a little bit for the fellow people to get where they need to be at, and it hurts them, kind of like if you're asking somebody for, like, $5, let's say, because, inflation, $1 ain't going to get you too much anywhere. That don't even get you anything in Dollar Tree. But, like, you ask them for $5 and they clinch right up and all that kind of stuff. Like, ooh, nah, like you stink or something because you asked. Yeah, see, little things like that. That just goes to show that person is just not about the giving. It's not about helping and all that kind of stuff. Well, you want your handout? It's not a handout. It's like, you're giving somebody something to help them get along the way. Hopefully that person does it right and doesn't ask for it in return, or probably would pay it forward to you, because anybody can get caught up in a situation where they don't have any money. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody can. Even the most successful person today could be down and out tomorrow. You don't really know. You understand? Especially if it's day trading, because God, no. But I'm only dropping these truths because, like, at the end of the day, you would think after, well, it's not really over with. But, you know, you would think throughout the whole pandemic and all that kind of stuff, we would all be a little bit more kinder to each other, a little bit more like, let's just say you don't need to be best friends, but at the same time, you can actually have a civil discussion about things without a whole lot of hell. Because, I mean, didn't a lot of us just survive lockdown where we didn't talk to people, like, face-to-face and stuff? Like, all that stuff that the commercials are trying to push on us right now, you know? You would think that people would actually be like, you know what? After all the hell I went through, I think I want to try to make a little bit of heaven on earth. I think I'm going to try to make things a little bit more, you know, lighter. Ta! Hell no. No. Some people play it this way. Like, you know what? The hell with it. I'm back now. Yeah. Shoot, I'm out in public, man. I can be an asshole anytime I want to be. I can go ahead and talk more crap than need be. Make you feel less than zero, damn it. Drop you like cold. And while those are good representations of me throughout the earlier seasons of this series, let me just tell you this, okay? Hell no, it ain't the time to be doing that stuff, you know? Like, you can't just go ahead and say, like, this stuff isn't going on. You can't just say, like, all these bad things are not happening and stuff like that. Like, I try to get you guys away from it, but then I realize what show I'm on. And the thing is that I need to go ahead and let you guys know that stuff, where at the same time, you know, try to say how we can make it better. You know, we can make it better by, like, not giving into the traps out there where they're always trying to sucker money out of you. Not giving into the traps out there where, you know, people that you should not loan money to can't get help and stuff. You know, there's always a way, you know, to make things work. And I don't understand why people either overlook them or they feel as though, like, you know, there's no growth for me in that department and everything else. It's really disgusting. But I'm not here to virtual signal. I'm here to just say, you know what? We can do a lot better. We can make the future ours if we want to. Like, whenever I see, like, anything about Musk or anything about Bezos wanting to shoot the rich off into space, I'm like, get the hell out of here then. Maybe then we can make this an actual working society. But then again, there will be somebody sitting in the corner, as usual, be like,
He's talking like a socialist. We must stop him.
buddy, I ain't talking like that. No, I believe in capitalism. I believe in, like, you know, sky's the limit. But the thing about it is, a lot of us hit our limits early because we don't do the stuff right, or we don't do the stuff tactfully. That's the thing. So you got to kind of shuffle your mindset on this stuff. It's terrible, you know. And people nowadays, I don't know. I think, like, it's gonna get a little bit more crazier though. It's already bad. Oh man, why is everything connotation I got has a curse in it? I'm gonna have to work on myself. But, you know, everything's already kind of all out in a while, you know? So I just look at it like, whatever. That's why I'm glad I got these kind of little projects going on around here. That's why I'm glad, like, you know, it is R&D month. Because, you know, after a while, it takes your mind off of stuff. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I could go ahead and engage in some of this crazy stuff on the internet. But you know what? Anything just happened and I got to go. You know? So, it's weird to me. It's kind of like when you're busy working on some stuff and then, like, you know, like, somebody out there, I remember a long time ago when I was designing jams and somebody thought, like, you know, jams was a ripoff of their project. And I was like, what kind of a weak-ass, small dick-having creature are you? You know? It's like this. I'm doing stuff on my own. Most of the time, I'm usually there with a book writing this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know the hell you've been or what all this kind of stuff. You'd probably be looking on my Twitter feed and all, getting jealous about everything that I've done because, hey, unlike yours, bitch ass, I got the guts to do it. You know? It's like when people start acting like they got real estate over different sort of variations out here. You know? It's kind of like when people are vlogging. Whereas, like, you know, podcasters at one point started going to video and then they started acting like video podcast was original. I was like, you're pretty much vlogging with, like, sound bars and stuff. What the hell are you talking about? It's like, you know, you can go ahead and try to reinvent the wheel many times you want to and put your own spin on it. I will never take that away from you. But after a while, when you go ahead and you start acting like, oh, my S don't stink and all that kind of stuff, yeah, you've been doing it too long and you didn't have that dose of reality shot coming up in there. You understand what I'm saying? It's like more or less like the way I keep doing it. Everybody's like acting that audio is no more. Like the audio boom happened and it went away. Now the audio boom is still going on, which is why you have like things like Clubhouse. You have Fanbase. Fanbase is like one of the latest ones. You have let's see, what was it called? It was called Sound something. Not SoundCloud. It was Sound. Station Head. Station Head's another one. Like, there's a whole lot of different elements, and yes, J360 Radio is over there too. And there's like, there's a reason why I stick to the old school way of doing this stuff for a while. Like, I'm not giving up J360 Radio for J360 TV. They're both there equally, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's just like you see people go ahead and talk about that stuff, and then after a while they don't appreciate that either, because wait until people start doing holograms and crap like that. Yeah, that could be a thing. And then they'll go ahead and do, like, AR was a thing, wasn't it? So, or still is, something like that. Could you imagine doing a show with that? Like, there's so many ways with that. And it's like, people are spoiled. And then they'll go to that new stuff, like, oh, no, this is the new trend, yeah, you should go ahead and do that. Yeah. I go ahead and I spend the money and I go and do that stuff for, like, what, 2 episodes or so, and then you guys lose interest in the technology that surrounds those 2 episodes, and then you'll go on ahead and be like, oh, audio's back now, Jack. You should go ahead and do audio again. Kiss my ass. That's what I say. You know what I mean? For real. That's why I don't follow trends like that. I just look at that kind of stuff and I'm like, hey, it's popular until you guys get sick of it. Or, just like how somebody, one of them thoughts out there said, those dudes should stop with this podcast. Yeah, dudes should stop with the podcast. I'm like, by you saying that, you've insulted a content art form, by the way, and you've also insulted females who podcast. So what about that whole women sticking up for women thing? Oh, that don't apply unless you're getting likes and views, huh? Thought. Well, let me just tell you this, right? You see, it's my content. You got your content. I'm never going to take away your content. As a matter of fact, I don't want nothing to do with your content. Sloppy, nasty, and I see exactly what is happening with some of my fellow people out here. Note I said people. I didn't gender define anything. See them all slopping around and all that kind of stuff, thinking they got a shot, knowing they don't. I see that crap all the time, man. And you want to know something? I'm not impressed. Because the way I've been around TNA all the time. Well, I was in my 20s once. And all that. But the funny thing is just like, you're going to talk about another content art form. Like, your art form's not dying out and all that kind of stuff. Like, people don't really back away, get tired of seeing certain things all the time, right? Okay, well, here's how we'll do this then, okay? Let's agree to disagree. Things are oversaturated on both sides, all right? Let's say this, right? I'll hang up my mics when you stop showing the world the crack of your ass. What? Not gonna happen? You're damn right it ain't. Seriously. I just see people do this crap all the time. It's like, why? Because your podcast is not getting listens and views? Oh, but let me guess. The first episode, the one prime episode you made, did not sell over well with people, all right? Or let me get this straight. Like, any of the crap that, anybody else is out here doing, you're like, damn, how come they got 10,000 views and I don't? Stop worrying about the grass being greener. Focus on your damn self. Do your thing here. Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts out there. Yeah, there's a lot of vloggers. Yeah, there's still bloggers too. There's a whole lot of video gamers now. I love that crap. When all the podcasters wanted to do video gaming and they jumped over there, I saw that nonsense. But I had my Twitch up the whole damn time looking at them too. I'm like, oh, well, great. Now there's more people I can play Street Fighter with. That's the way I saw it. You gotta look at stuff like it's a positive sometime. Or, hey, there's more people I can play Halo with. There's more people I can actually play Gears of War with and all that jazz. Because you know what? Video games are friggin' awesome, and it doesn't matter what age you're playing them as long as you're having friggin' fun. That's one for all you gamers out there that feel as though, like, certain people say, oh, you just play video games? Yeah, that's one for you. Play video games. Have a good damn time. That's what I'm doing. I don't give a damn about people. That's why the Power Play series is there. I just don't understand it. Why somebody got to go ahead and try to, I guess in a way this is a, how you elevate yourself by downplaying other people. You know, burning out certain candles doesn't make yours burn brighter. So I think you need to get the hell over yourself, because like I said, whereas you're all spread eagle and ass out and all that kind of stuff, there's another one that's a little bit younger than you that still got a lot of road to cross. And I mean like pretty much 21-year-old booty in contrast to your 45-year-old booty that can actually pull a lot more people in. You know what I mean? I think her dimples aren't as buried in as yours are. You know? Like how some people got that fresh fat and where she's got Dorito fat. You know, things like that. I'm just kidding. Kidding! I could go a little harder if I wanted to, man. Like a long time ago, I used to really, really throw the punches verbally and physically. But, you know, like, especially when it bring people down a peg or two. But it's like this, once again, treat people with a little bit more respect. Now, when I did that Mini Bites episode, I was going after somebody who was doing unsolicited tactics to try to boost their numbers. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I was doing. When people go too far with their stuff like that, and it's in my vicinity, yeah, I got something to say about it. You understand what I'm saying? If people try to fleece money out of me, I got something to say about it. And I will do something about it too, because remember what I said about giving? Yes, giving is good, but too much altruism is a bad thing. I don't think so. You understand? So, like, little things like that really get on my nerves, especially when you see, like, stupid stuff, like, where you're just creating things. Or, like, say, like, somebody's trying to draw something, and, like, the veteran artist, because, oh, they don't want to see anybody crowding into their space, so they go ahead and they start sketching on this one wild, great painting, but at the same time, the one that really started off, you know, did something just as good, did not take too much of a big deal about it, and they end up getting all the praise and everything because, you know, it's something that they started for themselves. You know what I mean? It's something that they took pride in. They said, hey, I'll take a chance on making this sketch instead of sitting there saying I suck. And voila, they had a good sketch. Or like somebody actually wrote a book and, you know, they had a good time doing it. Not thinking about your stupid ass, and actually following through and getting it published, and then it gets on one of those prestigious publication lists. You know, you should be happy for that. But if you're in the game and you've been there for a while and you're still struggling to get that next hit and all that kind of stuff, well, what did you use the time and energy to do? Did you use the time and energy to go ahead and write down a project, or did you use the time to go splurge and, you know, spoil your friends, wine and dine, and all that extra crap? Yeah, exactly. You know, here's the thing. See, with me, oh yeah, like I'll spoil my friends somewhat. Like, you know, it's different if it's the girl, but the point is, it's like, yeah, here's the thing. I did a lot of work before I did all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then after that moment, then I got to go back to work again, and then I have all my stuff coming together as I'm doing it. Like, I'm never not going to work on J360 Productions or help out other people, like, for example, my good friend Marco with any of his stuff, or anybody else that I know in the Jam fam I wouldn't mind helping out, like saying, like, you know, they need vocal tracks or whatever. Like, yeah, it's little things like that. It doesn't bother me to do that sort of thing, and I don't mind helping people along the way. But what it is that when people get that popularity, and when they get all that stuff and they don't show appreciation back, that's bad. You are dead to me at that point. Because it's like this, it's like, oh, yeah, I got interviewed on, like, one of the top YouTube shows. You know, I got my songs and everything played on this whole channel, and I feel really, really, really good about the clout chasing, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta always believe in yourself. Like, this is great. Never had an interview like this, knowing full well you interviewed on Hangouts first, you jerk. Yeah. This never happened. The hell with you too, then. See, little things like that, you know? That's where it's like, you know, there ain't no respect there. But you see, the thing about it is that there's some people like, well, you know, this is just like when I was on Hangouts, man. This is really, really cool, you know? And I had a good time being there and everything. It was awesome, you know? I had everything reserved. Jay really took care of me and all that stuff. And, you know, we had a good time interviewing. And in addition to this new interview, like, you know, it's just great to see my career has grown to this point, you know? The growth was just outstanding. A little bit better. See what I'm saying? It's just like, pay it forward, show some appreciation, and then, like, you know, if you're gonna shout out, try to shout out everybody you can. At least. You know? It's crazy stuff. Like, there are people that I know that aren't even podcasting anymore, but I always show them the appreciation and respects and thank them for the laughs and all the good times, and not to mention the thinking, you know? And it's just like, what with anything else, you know, it helped me become a better performer and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm not even at my peak yet, you know? And I just see, like, myself going into other ventures. I see myself going into other projects and programs. And, you know, like, when people ask me, oh, you have too many projects and programs? It's like, no, you can never have too many projects and programs. You have programs you do now. You have programs that you want to do. And then you have programs in the far-off future that you may do later. I mean, like, you know, it's like there are ways of going about doing things. And you see a lot of y'all are too self-conscious, or at the end of the day want to hop on the back of what's popular and just say, yeah, this hasn't been done to death. Oh, yeah, this is for me. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty good at this, you know what I mean? Oh, wait, I'm running out of material because I didn't come up with anything original in the spin of this whole thing. I just wanted to piggyback on it and be a complete asshole. But that's okay. They may help me. Nah, son. Out. Ain't gonna happen. Because you know why? At that point, when you are creating, hopefully you are creating, there's a big difference between, you know, stealing and creating. You do know that, right? It's a whole big difference between, you know, flexing too much and then, like, doing a mild flex. You know? It's little things like that. Like, you know, even as I do the Jam Man Show, I'm not 100% satisfied in my creative endeavors. I have a lot of cool things to do. Same thing with Jam, same thing with the Cyclone, same thing with, you know what I'm saying? And that's just mild flexes because those are shows I worked on. But it's like, you know, people nowadays, I don't get it. You know what I mean? I would like to be in the mind of today's average person for a little bit. To see exactly how the brain stem is actually functioning, because some of that stuff is either coming out of the a-hole or at the same time, you know, there is no existence of this. That's what I'd be thinking. I remember somebody telling me, like, they didn't understand the sports references. I'm like, well, you know, if you're a Twitch streamer and if you're yelling at, like, whenever things don't go right for you in the game, or somebody quick scopes you, or at the same time, you know, you get shot up pretty good in Fortnite, it's the same damn thing when my team has a chance to win and they lose. So you can relate in a way. Got it? How you like me now? You know, little things like that. Like I said, if you ain't about that life, that's fine. But here's the thing. When I do that kind of stuff, when I reference the Sixers losing, or I reference the Phillies losing, or I reference the Flyers losing, or I reference, you know, any damn team that I'm interested in, and that includes Team USA losing, yeah, I'm going to make fun of it. That's the way that goes. Because you know why? Represent. At least I'm about that life. Sports videographer too, you know, in addition to event videographer. So, yeah, I got a lot to say about it. Which reminds me, what does my side list look like? You know what? I'm going to look into that after I'm done with the show. But, you know, it's little things like that. And I just don't understand why people even try to chime in on those things. If you want to know my interests, why don't you just ask? You know? All that cool stuff. But, you know, once again, how did the game for the Sixers go tonight? Because once again, I got so wrapped up in my projects, I didn't get to see it. So I got to go watch the highlights. But I know if a certain individual at my day job is grinning and smiling like he just won the lottery, yeah, me in trouble. Not really. I just got to wait till next year, which is disheartening to say, even in your 30s. You know, that's just the way that goes. But all in all, it is what it is. Now, speaking of that, let's see, what else am I having to tell you guys? Oh, yeah. And Jams 46 is going to be stellar tomorrow. We're going to have a great time. It should be a 32-track special, because sometimes, you know, it's either 40 or 32. And the thing is, it's like, I can't wait. Because after listening to some of these tracks, you guys are in for it. This is going to be amazing. Shoot, we should just start Jamiversary, right? No. We wait till June to do that. You know, it is possible to be overzealous. Because Because I'm very excited to go get that started, guys. And not to mention, like, some other things I really need to throw your way on that. And that's all about maintaining. Speaking of which, Fei Long may not be used in future Street Fighter installment. Yo, did y'all read about this news? Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I wonder if it has something to do with that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood picture that Tarantino made where, you know, Bruce Lee was perceived as like an asshole and then, like, you know, got in that comical fight pretty much. What does Tarantino have against the Lee family? Yeah, you know, it's weird to me. But, you know, Bruce Lee, while a man who explained a lot of great philosophy and created one of the most kick-ass martial arts ever made, you know, he did have an explosive temper when he was alive and all. And the thing is, quite a lot of us are too young to remember him being alive, whereas, like, at the same time, we probably weren't alive when he was. And it's just wild how he left the world, too. I mean, he left the world with a lot of great wisdom and a lot of profound greatness, and not to mention being an inspiration to everybody. And that's what led to the creation of Fei Long as a character in Street Fighter 2, because when you look at him, it's like, hey, that's Bruce Lee. And, you know, martial law, too, from Tekken. Like, the man is an inspiration. And you see, with this whole thing happening, and Capcom pulling this kind of stuff, because this is actually from a Street Fighter V composer, not necessarily a producer, but a composer. And I'm sitting there thinking this, I'm like, well, who got offended from the Lee family, you know? Because if anything, it's an honor for him to be there. Fei Long was never comical. You know, if anything, Fei Long was kind of like Guy from Final Fight, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you think about it, because they're both very serious characters, even though, like, Guy has his moments where, like, you know, he'll fight for some crazy stuff, or he wants to get, like, new sneakers and all that. That's funny, but, like, with Fei Long, the character himself, even in the classic Street Fighter 2 animated movie, he was pretty badass. Like, you know, he left the film set to go fight in that, fight against Ryu in that actual underground fighting tournament. But he was very serious about it the whole time, like, especially when he did, like, the fire kick and all. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And not to mention playing him in Street Fighter 4, and then playing him in, like, let's see, Street Fighter 2, and then Street Fighter 4, which was pretty awesome, because that was, like, my number 5 character, you know? And I'm pretty disappointed that he won't be in future installments. But then again, if you look at the canon in the list, he kind of wasn't anyway. You know, because, like, more or less, his skill set was kind of replaced by Yun and Yang from Street Fighter 3. So, I mean, I guess if you want to push and market them, but then again, I guess if Emperor Shi has a problem, you know, chances are we probably won't have Chun-Li or Yun and Yang in any future installments either, which is really stupid. You understand what I'm saying? Like, do you know how many things get held back because of licensing and images and all that kind of stuff? Which, by the way, you really shouldn't take anybody's image without, you know, talking with them first. So anybody that's making NFTs and there's somebody's likeness in there, hopefully, you know, you did this right. And hopefully they don't sue the damn pants off of you for all the money you made, because you don't own the rights to somebody's face. Back to the Futures 2 brought that about. Remember when they took Crispin Glover's face like that, and they made that fake George McFly for the future stuff? Yeah, that's actually a pretty big deal, because he was right. They don't own the rights to his likeness. So, yeah, he went about that, got some pretty good money out of the deal, and the same thing goes on for anybody else running around here trying to make a quick buck and not realizing that, you know, there's some ramifications you need to pay attention to. And I just don't get why people don't understand that. But you know what? We live in a day with no morals, and we live in a day with with plenty of lawlessness. But going back into the whole Fei Long thing, I don't think Fei Long needs to be banned. I think if anything, it just need to be respected because it was used with respect. Now, how Tarantino did about, like, with Bruce Lee in the Once Upon a Time movie, yeah, I mean, I'm too young to know. I don't know Bruce Lee the actor, you know what I mean, or the great director. I know him the martial artist, and that's about it. But I mean, was he really like that? We'll have to ask his wife. You know, it's little things like that, you know, you really got to pay attention to. But yeah, I don't see why you would cancel Fei Long and then martial law. Tekken's not going to give up martial law. He'll be around forever. So, yeah, I don't know. But when this stuff starts getting in the way of me playing great video games and making good power play content for y'all, that's very damn disgusting to me. Because here's the thing. As I am playing Street Fighter 30th, and as I am, like, you know, going after people and playing, like, Street Fighter 4 and all that jazz, I'm picking Fei Long, damn it. I am not. It would be disheartening and very, very weird to me to not play with Fei Long. You understand? Like, while at the same time, it's like, nah, son. He stays. Forget you. I know your feelings, and I know where you're coming from, but right now, I'm going to say, F all that. I'm playing with him. You know? It's weird. Because, you know, if you got this happening, then that means that somebody else who has a problem with certain other things in different video games, whether they're old school, new school, or whatever, they could chime up and say, hey, I have a problem with that. Hey, I don't like that. Hey, I'm going to put a stop to this over here. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down there. So there's too much of that going on, too. And then quite a lot of this stuff, well, we talk about that on SOTA a lot. We talk about that on, like, a lot of the team-up shows I do about, like, the war on comedy because, you know, the ability to laugh offends people. The ability to make fun of what goes on in real life offends people. That's got to stop, too. No, for real. Like, you know, you need to take the laugh. You need to have a sense of humor sometime. I couldn't mess around with people who don't have no sense of humor, man. You know what I mean? I couldn't. Now, is there a moment where, like, people go too far with certain things? Yeah. Is there a moment where, like, you know, jokes are at the expense of other people in terms of how they carry themselves and how they live? Some are. And you'll know the difference. You'll know the difference between who laughs with you and finds you actually pretty funny, and then the ones that are just trying to make you the butt of the joke and all that kind of crap. You'll know. Now, how will you know? Well, how does it make you feel in the end? And then the thing is like, really, how does it make you feel? Not what other people want you to feel, but if it's something that really hurts you, like physically and all that kind of stuff, like if you're doing physical comedy and you didn't do it right and that stuff hurts and they're all laughing at you and you're about to die, that's a problem. You know what I mean? There's limits to that kind of stuff, and, you know, like, where some people don't want to hear what you have to say, but they want to hear, like, crazy jokes in terms of, like, real mean ones and stuff, so they start trying to make one about you, and then you make one about them, and they get really crossed about it, because it's like, you hit the right button. See? But, you know, like, at the end of the day, you gotta learn how to give and take, and people don't do that right. They like to take, but they damn sure can't help it. They sure don't like to give like anything. So, I don't know. But it's one of those kind of things that we'll look over in other episodes of this series. And I just want to say, like, it's good to be always here to do shows for you guys out there. Because some of y'all go through it rough, and some of y'all need a laugh, and then plenty of y'all need some truth. And I got plenty of it, baby. But until then, though, I got to go ahead and get some sort of sleep. And then not only that, when you come back here, we will start jams off at 10. And we're just going to have a great time because we all deserve it. But until then, though, this is J-Man signing off. You guys take it easy for me, okay? Peace.
The holidays start here at Baker's with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. Whether you're making a traditional roasted turkey or spicy turkey tacos, your go-to shrimp cocktail, or your first Cajun risotto, Baker's has all the freshest ingredients to embrace your traditions. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More, Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino. With cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.